Hey everyone, welcome to my channel where we break down the best novels every day, new videos every day, packed with actionable advice, expert insights, and motivation to keep you going. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Let's jump right in. The next morning, the spies of the Jatham organization went to King Tigin and informed him that Asif and his friends had disappeared from their surveillance, and that only one person remained in the village of Al-Jassasa, a man named Al-Shamali. Fong of the Elephant, trying to maintain his composure and appear indifferent in front of his court, said, "How did they escape your watch when you know the disaster they are planning?" The leader of the spies, a giant named Morikib, stepped forward. At first, they were all inside Bar's house, but they suddenly vanished. The king erupted in anger. "I will not forgive this negligence." Morikib replied, "We have not been negligent, your majesty, but we truly have no explanation for what happened." Then, as if remembering something, he added, "One of the assistants reported seeing a large bird flying from that house toward the west. If his words are true, it means that bird is the phoenix, Asif's companion. I don't care about the phoenix. I want to know where Asif went." At that moment, from out of nowhere, the elder of the witches' village, Shawahar, appeared in the king's hall, saying, "What your majesty feared has come to pass. It is done." King Tigin turned to her with interest. "What do you mean, Shawahar? Speak clearly." She approached the throne, bowed respectfully, and said, "I mean that Asif has gone to meet his family." The king jumped from his throne as if stung by an insect. "He went to convince the emperors to ally with him against me. We are not certain, but that is the only reason that would drive him to visit them," Shawahar replied. "How did you let him go? Why didn't you stop him by force?" Shawahar explained, "They were under the protection of Kizran, the fairy minister of the emperors. We could not use force against them, and we could barely eavesdrop." The king scolded himself. "We should have killed him the moment he started moving against us." Morikib, after asking permission to speak, said, "We suggested killing the boy, but your majesty rejected the proposal." "You dare reproach me, Morikib, you dog?" the king roared. "No, I didn't mean to," Morikib answered fearfully. "Then shut your cursed mouth and let me not hear your voice." Morikib lowered his head and fell silent. King Tigin paced nervously, searching for a solution to the predicament he faced. He had long desired to destroy the emperor's family, knowing he had military superiority over them. However, he was not one to prefer direct confrontation. He always favored winning his battles through deception and surprise to ensure his victory. One of his advisors proposed, "Why don't we speak to Bar about his son, my lord?" "Excellent suggestion," the king exclaimed. "Send someone to tell Bar that I want to meet him immediately." Shawahar interrupted, "It's useless. He's dead." "Who killed him? Your elder sister?" the king asked in calm surprise. Why would Taj do such a thing? Why would she kill him? He was about to convince his son to abandon his quest for vengeance. The king erupted in rage, smashing everything within reach, shouting, "That woman is insane. She won't stop tormenting me until she carries out her scheme." He tore down the curtains, shattered every object made of pottery and glass, and kicked his advisors out of the hall. When there was nothing left to vent his anger on, he calmed down slightly. He walked back to his throne with slow, defeated steps, resembling a drunkard thrown out of a tavern after causing trouble. Looking at Shawahar, he spoke as though relieving a heavy burden. "First, Taj killed her daughter, Jemana, and now she kills Bar. That wretched sister. Damn her." Although the witches were aware of most events in the kingdom of Ababil, thanks to the demons who reported every detail to them, Shawahar did not know that Taj was truly the one who killed her daughter, Jemana. "I thought Witchire killed her, based on your orders?" Shawahar asked. "The emperors cannot be killed by ordinary poison. The only poison that can kill them is from the snake Terra." Then, with a sarcastic tone, he added, "The poison prepared by your witch Ire might have been great for stomach cleansing, nothing more. But I am certain, your majesty, the demons reported that on her last night, Jemana drank a cup of water from that poison jar, which killed her." The king smirked. "That is what you and your demons know. But what actually happened is that my sister Taj intervened unnoticed and placed a drop of the snake Terra's poison into that jar. She was the real killer, not anyone else." Shawahar was stunned. But why would she do such a horrible thing? To get rid of her daughter and take the boy? And why did she want him so badly? To fight me with him. Why him specifically? Because he possesses the mind of humans and the power of the jinn. No one can ever defeat him. Shawahar fell silent, astonished by Taj's cunning. King Tigin continued, "Taj wants revenge on me because I stole the throne from her husband, Jabbar. She wants to restore the kingdom to him, proving that she did not aid me in the conspiracy against him." He paused briefly, then added, "That boy's true vengeance is not against me. me, but against his grandmother. Shawahar suggested, what if we send someone to tell him the truth? He won't believe it. Taj has washed his mind clean. It's over. After calming down further, the king turned to Morikib and asked, and that cursed bird, did you find out exactly where it went? We're not sure. All we know is that it flew westward. You said westward? Shawahar inquired. Morikib confirmed. That's what the assistant claimed to have seen. Then he went to seek help from the braves, Shawahar said. King Tagine dismissed the concern. They think they'll find Ayub. Poor fools don't know he's long dead. When the phoenix arrives and doesn't find Ayub, the braves will kill it, Shawahar said with a meaningful tone. Realizing her presence was no longer necessary, she bowed respectfully and requested permission to leave. As she vanished, the king called out, I want the witches' village in full readiness. War could break out at any moment. Rest assured, your majesty, we are always prepared, Shawahar said as she disappeared. The king summoned his minister of war, Jeremy, explained the looming dangers, and ordered him to ensure the readiness of the kingdom of Ababil's army and the Jatham organization. He also commanded envoys to seek alliances with neighboring kingdoms. After Jeremy left to carry out the orders, King Tagine looked at Morikib and, with a tone that hinted at a grave plot, asked, You said only one of Asif's friends remained in Al-Jassasa? Yes, my lord. His name is Al-Shamali. Bring him to me. That evening, Al-Shamali washed Bar's body, stitched the wound, and carried him to the Al-Jassasa cemetery. There, the scent of jasmine led him to Jumana's grave. Strangely, the adjacent plot was already prepared, as if Jumana herself had made it ready to receive her husband. After burying Bar, Al-Shamali returned home, awaiting the return of the wise one and Akhleel. On his way, he felt someone watching him from behind the trees. The setting sun's dim light made it hard to confirm his suspicion. He continued walking, hand on his sword's hilt, ready for any danger. Suddenly, without warning, 37 horsemen surrounded him, swords drawn. One of them stepped forward and asked, You are Al-Shamali, aren't you? Al-Shamali drew his sword and asked, Who are you? My name is Morikib. What do you want? The elephant's Fong requests a meeting with you. He did not surrender himself to them easily, but they were far too many for him to resist alone. So, they managed to capture him, beat him severely, and left him unconscious. Even though he was taken while unconscious, he would occasionally mutter, Asif will avenge me, you pimps. None of the villagers from Al-Jassasa witnessed what happened, except for 2 donkey herders who were watching through the wooden cracks of a barn wall. Where do you think they're taking him? Asked Kamaria, addressing her husband, Samari. I think they'll take him to the slaughterhouse to skin him and make bags, clothes, and shoes from his hide, he replied. At an altitude of over 1,000 feet, Akhleel soared through the high skies, carrying the wise one on his back. They were heading toward the Forbidden Mountain Range, ruled and inhabited by the Ashawis tribes, hoping to meet Ayub and deliver the message entrusted to them by Asif.